Hi guys.
Hi everybody, welcome to the 411.
So we're back.
We are.
New week, new topic. So if you're on our page, you'll have seen the new topic this week is marriage. Yeah, we're not the experts, so let's just put that disclaimer up. But my mum and dad was married for 17, 18 years. Your mum and dad,
they're still married.
So I feel like we've got a bit of experience, obviously relationships ourselves.
Bit of knowledge
we've
about
got some knowledge,
it.
haven't we? So
yeah.
We've had lots of good and funny feedback, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had some good ones, so
some good responses.
we kind of want to share them with you today.
So we're going to talk all things marriage, highs, lows, ins and outs, and what our opinions are. So over to for the politically correct terminology.
Yes. Okay, so we've
know
got to get the definition.
She loves the PC terms.
So basically, the true definition of marriage is a commonly accepted and I can't say this word now. A commonly accepted and what the fuck is that? Encompassing. Okay, a commonly accepted and encompassing definition of marriage is the following: a formal union and social and legal contract between two individuals that unites their lives legally, economically, and emotionally. What do you think about that?
See, I don't like the word contract.
I know, yeah. And this is
being cute. It sounds like being cute.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a legally bond. I know it is a contract, but I feel like that's what puts a lot of people off when they hear the word contract. They feel like they're mandated into this situation.
It's not fun anymore, is it?
Yeah, that's it. It's not fun.
It's not fun anymore. It's like before they were like, engaged, when they were just in a relationship, they were having fun.
Yeah. And
then as soon as that proposal steps in, it's still fun. But then when they sign that dotted line, it's like almost like something changes. Well, probably not everybody, but that's like, I'm talking about the people that probably get a bit scared with the word marriage and it being a contract, ain't it?
Yeah, you just reading that, I'm like, I don't like the word contract.
Yeah.
But obviously that is reality. That is what it is, isn't it? You are in a contract with the person. So if things go wrong, it's a matter, isn't it, really? Yeah. Everything's got to be split, the house, the car.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Everything is 50%. And I think, again, that is what puts a lot of people off.
Like marriage.
Yeah. Like I was looking earlier and, this wouldn't put us off, but it may put the man off. The average the cost of an average UK marriage is 16 grand.
Is it?
That's an average.
That's a lot, ain't it?
That's like a basic package.
Yeah,
so if you're
I think mine would be even less than that. Well, I don't know actually.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah,
but
probably would.
Shoes, dress, bridesmaids.
Yeah, everybody.
Everything in hen
party, food. Location, honeymoon.
It's more than 16 grand if you're gonna want it the way you want it. Exactly. If you're gonna have a decent,
Yeah, a decent wedding and celebration, you want it to kind of look a certain way, innit? And really and truly, you get married to get married once. You don't get married with the thought of you're going to get a divorce. So if you're getting married once, you want to make sure that you're going all out for your marriage because you're not going to marry again. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, in an ideal world, it's just the once, isn't it? But you often see people 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Reloading.
How many times have you been married? About 4.
Married. Yeah, I'm with you. I think if you're going to get married...
How do people get married so many times, man? Like, how do you just do that? How do you go before God and, keep on saying that you're going to be with this person through sickness and in health, to death do you part, innit? I know it doesn't always work out like that, but then I'm thinking, well, if you've married twice, 3 times, and then you're going to go and marry again, like, what is that? Like,
I think if you've married twice and it's flopped, then you just... It's a wrap. It's just a wrap. Just go out with each other. Like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, just be like that for the rest of your life, any
marriage thing. Some people like to have that firm commitment, don't know, where they say we are married.
Yeah. Like, and I think and I think that's I don't know, like, obviously, being married, it's it's to solidify your relationship, for the two of you. If that's cool if it's for the two of you. But if you're thinking about doing it for, I've got to get married because, everyone's thinking we've been together for like 10, 13 years, they must be asking questions like, why are you guys not married? It's a bit forced then, isn't it? But I guess if you two want to do it as to solidify the union together, then no one can't tell you nothing. But a lot of people sometimes, they do it for the gram. They do it for, other people and not necessarily for themselves.
But think about it, if you was with someone for 10 years, say you've got a kid or two with that person,
yeah,
would you not be thinking then? Be honest. Okay, why are we not married?
I don't know. I feel like every girl wants to get married, innit? It's like from growing up, they see the little Barbies, that they play, Ken and Barbie. Let's get married, It's every girl's little
husband,
not
and wife,
dream,
white
but
picket fence, 2.4 children.
We see all that
claps.
growing up,
but reality, is not
yeah.
that. But I would think what is stopping the man? Again, the woman could ask, couldn't she? Like, I don't know many women that have asked a man to marry them, but you'd like to think after 10 years...
Well, could you ask a man?
I wouldn't, no.
I wouldn't either. That's their job.
Imagine getting on your knees.
Like, you better go on the floor and propose to me.
Is it one knee you go on and ask him, and he turns around and goes, look, just get up.
Yeah. Get up. What are you doing?
I'd get a black bag and just put it on my head.
Yeah.
And that would be me.
Bury your head in shame.
Just dig a hole in the back garden. But I wouldn't ask a man to marry me, but I do think... if there's a commitment already there, we've got children, we've got a house together, just say we've been together, say, 10 years, I would be asking questions. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
but then, should you have to ask the question? It should just naturally come from the man, shouldn't it?
But again, men need to be told what to do a lot of the time, don't they? They don't actually just know what to do.
So if a man's with you for 10 years, you've got a child, for example, he might not think there's any need to ask you to get married, because in his head, we're already kind of, you're my wifey.
Yeah.
But we know, that's the hood term, isn't it? Oh, she's my wifey.
Yeah, but you're not really my wifey. I'm not really your wifey, am I? Because I don't have no ring on my finger, so I'm not technically. It's just like a slang word, and my wifey. Like,
we had a good response to that ring term. We'll go for the questions in a bit. I personally wouldn't ask a man to marry me. I don't knock women that do ask men to marry.
I think it's brave if a woman does it, and I think it changes the dynamic. Doesn't it? Yeah, and I think it is like, it is something to think. Wow, you know what I mean. But I think being old school, you expect for the man to marry you. And you would hope that the man would just know, you know what, I love this girl, Like, wouldn't it be beautiful if you was together with a man for 10 years and then, just randomly the man just set up the whole thing, got the whole, like, little engagement ceremony, and you had no idea.
You know what, babe? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong to say this, but I feel like 10 years in, and you haven't asked me already, I've switched off. I'm literally, I'm out, kid. I'll be honest with you, like... It kind of would be like the whole, oh my God, but I would be thinking like, mate, time is ticking.
You know what it is with me? I don't like to tell people like what to do either. So it's like if I'm saying to you, okay, me and my man are going to have conversations, innit? And we're going to have our own little conversations. And I'll be like, we'll probably watch TV and I'll be like, oh, that's nice. Her wedding dress is nice. You probably, yeah, but at the same time, I don't think I would do it like as in that. I would just generally just say, that's nice. I would like to get married. That's a beautiful dress. In my head, I'm not doing it because I'm hinting. Because from when I feel like I'm thinking about it and I'm hinting to him, that means that if he turns around and says it, it's going to be off what I've said. And I don't like that. I feel like I want the man to kind of say, like, you know what? Yo, I'm going to marry this girl, I want him to speak to his brethren and I want him to sort out the thing, get the mums involved, and then I have no clue. I'm expecting for my man to contact you two and tell you guys to get to the location on this time, this day. I want it set up. Even if he's not going to do it on his own accord, man must have auntie, must have sister, cousin, he's got a mum. Yeah, so some women must come together with the man and be like, yo, I'm going to lay this up for Lan. And I'll be like, literally, I'll buckle at the fucking knees, I would.
Okay.
I'd be like, oh my God!
She's in a fucking mouth.
I swear to God.
The whole drop down.
Yeah, and that's how I feel like it should be, but obviously some men need to get told what to do.
Okay, so for me, I'm quite shy. I probably come across as quite confident, but I'm shy, so I don't want the whole, because I can't take no shame, so I don't want you like, I seen one the other day, I sent it to you, where the man flew on a helicopter.
Oh,
landed.
yeah.
I don't know where she came from, but she came there. My man's done the whole, I can't be without you and all that crap. And then he's got 5 rings, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know where he's going with the 5 rings.
I like that. That's wicked,
5 rings, that's extra, babe.
But that just shows that my man can afford all 5. Maybe all 5 are cheap.
I said a comment online.
Who knows, innit?
And someone said for Warren James jewelry.
There's nothing wrong with Warren James, by the way.
They said cubic zirconia for Warren James. I wouldn't want all that gas. Just come with the one good ring.
Yeah.
And don't shame me. Like, I can't do the whole, we're in the middle of Asda and you drop down or somewhere stupid like that.
Don't do that.
Do it in the yard,
that's
man.
disrespectful as well. Don't do it in Asda.
Do you want a public one?
I'd do it in my yard. You know what? I don't really mind. But again, I can't take the embarrassment neither.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Can't take the shame.
but then at the same time, it would be beautiful if someone was there like filming it and you look back and you're like,
So you want the whole drone flying over. Now, do you remember I told you before? I showed you a friend's one, and her daughter's one was lovely.
Oh, yeah, the young couple.
Yeah, the guys are beautiful. I was bawling.
Yeah.
I don't even know the daughter like that, but I was so thinking.
Some of the young kids these days, they're killing it. Yeah, they are.
The proper drone.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
It was like a movie. Like,
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I think if you went away and he planned the proposal, that would be nice. But
yeah.
I don't want the whole like letting you guys know and then you're gonna pull up on me.
Oh yeah, I would want my people to know. I'd like it to be like intimate. I'd like it to be. I wouldn't like it for everyone, but like I'm expecting you guys to be there. My mum, my cousins. Like I'd like that. I'd like him to gather the troops that are close to me. By that time, my man should know who's close to me or not. I
seen one the other day on the tube so the guy was on the tube. He must have like told the driver as he got on.
Yeah,
he's
gonna propose.
No, he goes, I need you in on it. So the guy, imagine the tube's ramming, everyone's clinging on for dear life. We are armpit sweat. Yeah. And then the girl's sitting there with the guy, and the man goes, Red, I know we're busy, but in carriage 4 today, we're really busy, and everyone's like looking, thinking, carriage 4, we're in carriage 4.
Yeah,
and the girl's just sitting there like this, and then my man goes, I think her name was Sarah and John, whatever the names were, and they're like shocking it. And then my man, there's literally a man there, his armpit is there. Like, it's not very romantic. So, like, he doesn't even try and move too tough. I don't think he clocks what's going on. Yeah. And then the guy gets a 1 knee. Obviously, she says because if you say no, everyone claps. It was kind of sweet, but that is too public.
Yeah.
Like, probably a restaurant, that's nice. Or,
yeah.
Like you said, somewhere quite intimate or preferably the yard.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that rather than doing a whole, like, that was like a public in carriage 4. Everybody's looking. Yeah. Everyone's got their toupee. Everyone's like clapping. Obviously, it's sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. But then when you look back, you think like, where's my people? Like, where's my mom? Where's like my whole?
There was nobody in there, but she let the new. It was just literally strangers in the carriage. So
maybe but maybe it's just them two. Sometimes like there's no one. They've got no family. Maybe they're just doing it for themselves. I feel like usually, well, I shouldn't even say that because usually, Bugsy Malone and his girlfriend.
Are they engaged?
If they're married, well, I don't think they're married. They got engaged and he did it on some kind of like ferry thing. It was like on some water, and that was nice. And obviously, her people and his people weren't there, but maybe they knew about it in the background. So then that would have been
maybe
like
one and two people were on there. And
maybe, yeah. So I feel it can be done. I feel like, I feel like sometimes like we might have to like. Tell the man, but then I would like it if the man just surprised me. I don't really get a lot of surprises, That's why I feel like if I was to get married, I would like my man to surprise me. I don't really get them. Some girls get that all that like blindfold thing. I want the blindfold thing.
But a lot of the blindfold thing you see on like Insta, like I don't know. I feel like
I want that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this shit on Insta is just for the likes, man. People.
Nah, sometimes it is, isn't it? Like
I'm just like cringe.
Yeah, but I want that.
You want that whole
because I want to be spoiled, because I'm always spoiling everybody fucking else. Yeah. I want to be spoiled now. I want it to be me. I want my man to really go all out for me, and I'm not doing it for the gram. I'm doing it because I know that I deserve that. So
you feel like do you feel like you should lay down what you expect from him then in that sense? Because some men, like you said, are not very forthcoming.
Yeah,
he might not.
I feel like if we're talking as in like the man's been with us for 10 years, that man by now should know you inside and out.
Yeah, 10 years, like I said, I'm switched off. So if you ask me to marry, we're like. What's for dinner? Get the dinner on. Yeah, man, you gotta come a lot better than that because I get it takes a man a long time to think, she's the one. But if you haven't fought after,
but as well, remember, some women don't let it be known. So in a man, they're very limited to their thoughts.
Yeah, probably that the woman's not really putting it on the table what she wants.
He probably's not thinking anything.
I wouldn't put it on the table what I wanted, but then I would think, if I'm a good woman and you've said that because you've been with me for 10 years, surely something's to resonate and you think, you know what? I'm going to marry this woman. I'm going to put a ring on it so no one else can take what I know is good.
Some women are miserable though, for the whole of the 10 years of relationship, so the man's not even going to want to marry them.
That's a good point.
Like that.
In that sense, you need to just 10 toes it off.
It's like if you're in a relationship for 10 years and you're a miserable woman, because there is miserable women out there that have got man but is miserable. If you're a miserable woman, your man's not going to propose to you because you're miserable. Why is it going to want to be? Why is it going to want to be tied down
I hear you,
like
but
this?
Why did it together then? Why did it together for 10 years?
Won't let me out for 10 years.
He's already locked up for 10 years. Why is he with her? I'm thinking that's what I've been thinking. Why are you still with her?
He's probably cheating on her.
There's two. That's a whole other conversation.
She's boring and probably can cook good, and he's cheating on her, so he's going to stay with
and that's
one. But she's thinking he's going to marry her, but she's not. He's not.
She just made a good point there. A lot of men will stick around if you can cook and season properly. They'll put it with all kinds of bullshit, you know. As long as they come back and there's a cooked meal,
they'll stay there.
Sticking around for life. Highs, lows, all kinds of madness. As long as you can do certain things, like you said, it could be like a toxic relationship, but she's got a few things on lock, and a man thinks, you know what, I'll work with that.
Yeah. I think marriage isn't like the be all and end all. You can be with someone for 20 years and not be married and be so happy, because sometimes having that marriage, it kind of does make people's minds change a little bit. Like I said, like when I said about the contract, it makes them kind of overthink it a bit too much. If you're happy and you're in your relationship and everything's going good, you don't have to, it's not a must that you've got to get married. There's no rule book to life. It's just that they've put that in place for people to feel like you are now established. And more time, bullshit comes with the marriage, because you've got to share everything. You've got to go to HMRC and tell them that the man they're living with you now, and you can't scam the system anymore. It's just like
one income.
That's it, one income.
Everything's joint. There's no
and they're not easy with you either. When you are a couple, they want to know every penny that you've got together. So sometimes that can be a big headache. Two people can be together and live separately. They can still be very much in love, and they've got their own things going on, and they're financially stable doing it that way. Whereas maybe if they come together, they might be worse off financially, because you know what I mean. So
do you think like this generation, like our generation, like mid-30s, 40s, is less inclined to be married than like our parents' generation?
I feel like maybe we as like our generation probably should have got married first before we'd have our kids.
See, that's one of the, we'll come to that. That's one of the.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like women are always ready. We're always ready. We're always ready to be in a committed relationship with boys. From primary school, you have your little man, you hold their hand, you walk around the playground. That's what I used to do with my boyfriend, hold my hand, around the playground. And then, you know, secondary school, you have your man, you do the same thing, you hold your hand. Women are always solidly ready for a relationship. It's just the men that are not. So I feel like it depends on the man, innit? Like, if I'm like, let's say I'm the age I'm now, I do want to get married. I want to be in a committed relationship with someone now. Yeah, if I was to be with someone, I would want to make that person know, yo, I'm looking for this to be serious. And I do eventually want to get married. I'm not forcing it, but that's what my end goal would be. Not for anyone else, it's just for me. So maybe our generation, I don't know, because I'm just going off like you and my friends, like our group of friends, we don't really speak about marriage that much, do we? I think the relationships that we find ourselves in, we just kind of be content with that, I think. We don't think about the next level up. For me, we're not a group of girls that would like go out with a guy and then say like a month in, be saying, look,
I wouldn't.
I want to get married. We wouldn't say that.
Do you get them girls though? Like I see them memes and I laugh, but the girls are like, yo.
But some of them girls have got it.
What is your plan? Do you want to get married or not? Stop wasting my time. Yeah. Like, what's what? So I get it.
That has like a pro and a con in it, because like some men can see that as a bit too demanding and a bit too like scares them off.
A man off.
But then at the same time, they're not wasting no time.
If my son says to me, Mom, this girl, I took her on a date, and she's like basically saying, yo, you know, what do you think about marriage? I'll be like, son, run like the wind.
Run for the hills.
Run like Forrest, like 10 toes it off, because that scares me. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit different. Like, my mum and dad are not together anymore, but they had a long marriage.
Yeah.
And
but at least they got they were married,
and obviously
weren't
the
they?
things my dad tells me and stuff, I do kind of tend to think like, is it financially worth getting married? Because like you said,
a lot of things change.
Often one of you is left in the red and they're fucked financially. Someone's going to come off better in that marriage, you know. And I think statistically, and it is really the woman if the kids are living with her. So, for example, if me and you split up and I've got 4 or 5 kids with you, I need you to financially support those kids.
I wonder if when you actually get married, you can actually say like, you know what?
Like a prenup. But you can't do it in this country. It's not legal.
All right, well, not like a prenup then, but I mean, I don't really. Okay, when you get married, you're not supposed to be thinking about when you're not married, but almost like you said, them things happen. Someone's going to be left worse off any. So it's almost like you want to kind of have a conversation and be like, look, we're in this forever, till death do us part. But if anything was to go down, we would be adult enough to share it, split it, so that we
be reasonable.
Yeah, regardless of what happens. But
then what happens if you've had that conversation and my man's cheated on you doing all kinds of mad
this
things.
is it.
You're not going to want to be that reasonable person. You're going to think, you know what? I want my shit.
And then
he'll say, hang on, remember that time we had that conversation and you said let's be reasonable. You're going to think reasonable.
Reasonable, you cheated on me. Yeah.
I'm now with the kids on my own.
And again, that is when people's emotions and egos get involved in it, because really we're all big people. We know that people cheat, and we don't think it's right, but people do cheat, and it is not easy, and it is heartbreaking for whichever party. But it's almost like, remember, like back in the day, like, you have my word. Your word has to be solid. Yeah, it has to be solid. So
it's not always the case.
It's a bit difficult. That one's a little bit difficult.
Okay, so we're going to get into some of the questions and some of the responses. First one is, what are the benefits of getting married? What do you think?
Getting married. The benefits of getting married is that you've got a secure lifetime partner.
Is it lifetime though?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
And 2, 3, 4 times later, you're getting married.
But
it's a lifetime commitment. That's what it is.
I'm kind of thinking as in, when I'm married, I'm going to the grave with my man.
So if he cheats on you, just say...
but my man's not going to cheat.
Okay, but I'm giving you worst case scenario now. You're both married. You've got the white picket fence. You know, it's just all going great. Like what the school books told you at school, the storybooks. He cheats on you 5 times. He's made 3 kids. Are you going to still go to the grave with that man? No. So then...
But I'm saying, read the question again. What was the question?
What are the benefits of getting married?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not thinking about it going wrong, because if I'm marrying you and you're marrying me, we're not thinking about it going wrong.
That's why I feel like if you're going to get married,
even though like
God in the marriage,
yeah, you do, yeah, you do, and you both have to, yeah. Obviously, I get what you're saying, because we're going off like we know how men are and we know how women are, because people cheat So when I'm saying it like I'm going into that knowing that my man's going to be faithful and we're going to the grave, that is kind of what it says, any. If you get marriage, ain't no joke. Marriage isn't what you don't do that to kind of then get divorced in the next 5 years. If you're gonna this is my opinion, guys. Obviously, not everyone might feel the same, but I'm saying, in my opinion, if you get married, we're going to die together, and we're not going to cheat on each other. We're going to do right by each other. End of any. But the reality is, it doesn't always go like that.
Yeah, I think these days, sadly.
What do you think? What do you?
The benefits of getting married. For me. It's more like a security thing, isn't it? Like a mental security thing. Like, okay, we are together. So if I get sick, you're looking after me. We love each other.
So would that be emotionally as well, though?
Yeah, like I seen something yesterday on Instagram. I thought, my heartstring, my heart tug. And DMX's, I think she's his ex-wife. I'm not sure if they're still together.
Yeah, she did some kind of thing.
Yeah, because she was 50. Yeah. She was like talking about it, and she said at the end, she goes, he was her spiritual partner. I like that. Like, if you're not my spiritual partner, it's not gonna work. Like,
and like you say, like that in a sense is like she's, you know, that like ride or die. I don't really like that term, ride or die, but at the same time, she has been.
Yeah, I'm not ride or die. Like,
she was.
What does that mean? Saying for? I want to ask me a question. Like, where are we going?
Yeah,
what time are we going home?
Yeah. I'm not gonna
I ain't ride or die for nobody.
But it's like they've been through it all, and they were together when they were younger. Yeah,
I think they got 3 or 4
they've
kids.
seen each other grow. When he's fucked up, she's probably fucked up, but they've always, been true to each other. Yeah, they've had that
connection, haven't they? Yeah, so. I hear that. I just think it was nice when she said he is her spiritual partner, and he was up until he died. Maybe that was her like only real love. She probably had relationships after him. Yeah, but it weren't like that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Second one is what are the we know this. Well, what
did people say about that question? Are you gonna? Or you want to?
Yeah, we'll come to them.
After.
Okay. Second one is what are the negatives?
The negatives about being married.
When the money's gone, when you take everything.
The negatives about being married is you kind of put yourself in debt. Because, I mean, unless you've got, like, that ready
to get married?
Like, yeah, unless you've got that kind of ready cash saved off.
Some people save from young, for their marriage. And isn't it supposed to be, I know it's not always the case, the father of the bride pays for the wedding. Remember that short film? Father of the Bride,
yeah. Father of the Bride. Who's in that now?
Julia Roberts. No, it's not Julia Roberts. It's no. It's Steve something.
Steve Martin. He's funny. And
remember the second one with that wedding planner, and he had that funny voice. He was so funny. Yeah, man. Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride.
The father of the bride is traditionally supposed to pay for the wedding.
Oh, I think I've heard that before. Still,
you guys found your dad?
Any? Cha-ching, Dad.
My dad would just look at me like this.
Yeah, your dad. He'd be like. I'm not your dad.
She's talking about me. Did she say dad? It's my other dad at the back. Yeah. So then, in that sense, then I would be getting myself into debt, or we would as a relationship. But like you said, if a wedding's costing 16 grand, shit, man.
I think dead, and I think as well, like as in, obviously, if you're both financially stable, well off, and you come together, then like I said about HMRC, knowing everything and have to do it by the penny, that won't make a difference. But if you're not, and you're trying to do something together, sometimes that you can probably put yourself in a bit more of a worse off position.
Yeah, by getting married, you mean?
Yeah. What else can I think about that's negative? Nothing else really. I don't know. I can't think. What do you think? What's negative about being married?
I don't think the cost is negative, because I feel like if you want to get married and you've made that decision, you're going to find that money, aren't you?
Yeah,
by hook or by crook. I'm sure people do GoFundMes. I bet they do GoFundMes from we want to get married next year. Could you help us?
Yeah, they probably do.
Can you imagine that? Can't get people doing things?
Yeah.
I do feel that I don't think there's a negative of getting married. I think the negative of getting married is, sadly, if you get divorced, because if it doesn't go to plan,
these times you probably get divorced and even finish paying off the wedding. Okay, next question.
So
I feel like I'm in the hot seat.
So this is a good question. We'll go to responses afterwards, but we're all guilty of this in this room.
Are we?
Why do we have children before married? Once the child's here, the man won't feel a need to commit because he's got you and the child already. And that's the truth. Why did we have kids before marriage?
Do you know what? Yeah, I was talking to my friend, and she is from the islands, and she's got a different approach when it comes to a man, innit? And I always think about her because she basically has no kids. She's young, and she wants to get married. She's not having kids before she gets married.
How old is she?
I think she's about in her 20s. But again, she's from the islands, isn't it? So it's like they are different to us here on the UK island. Do you know what I mean? Like how they've been raised, how they, and maybe in America they're different as well. Like a lot of them aspire, I want my ring, and them women will tell that man as well, and they won't feel no way. Yeah. I want to get married. You're going to marry me. Whereas us, we don't do that. We're probably very laid back, and we've probably just been used to just having a baby first. I don't know. It's mad because, I don't know if my mum said to me, Lana, you do not go out with no boy, you get married first. She's never said that to me. Maybe if she grew me up like that, then maybe I would be like that. I don't know. Like, maybe she would be like that.
You're going to say, like...
We both grew up in households where our parents were married.
Mine weren't married.
Yeah.
So then wouldn't you look at that and say, oh, I want that?
Yeah, but then I feel that any relationship that I've got into, that feeling like that's going to be a relationship because that's what my parents had. So I feel like my parents got into a relationship that started from the bottom and I worked up. Whereas I probably would like to have worked my way up, but it never ends up getting that far. So then I just start again, I guess.
I think I'm the opposite. I think from what I've seen, I thought bond marriage because it clearly didn't go to plan. So I feel like looking at, like I just said about the financial, when it goes wrong, then it kind of put me off. That's why I spoke to a friend the other day about this, and he was saying he was speaking to a girl, and she was saying, you know what, I laughed, but I thought, you know what, I like that girl, I don't even know her, and the girl said, look, I do like you, but I kind of want to raise my kids first. And give all my time to my kids and make sure we're secure. And then if you're available and I'm available, then we'll come back for each other. Yeah. So she wants to make sure she's boxed off and make sure her kids are cool.
Yeah, I rate that.
She's probably realised having her kids before a marriage didn't work for her. So why should she now get into a relationship with a man?
Because it's not guaranteed, is it? Either that the man's going to even last, and then, you're going to be doing that again and again and again. Like I say, get your kids sorted first when they're a certain age, when they're responsible.
Yeah, they can do their own thing and then you've got your time. But I would
like to know if she actually does that though.
She probably won't.
Because it sounds good. A lot of the times that, it sounds good, and, it would be nice if she could keep up that. But that's depending on how old her kids are. If the kids are like 3, you've got to raise your kids. How and when do you start raising them? We never start raising our kids. Our kids.
2038.
I'm 38, and I still need my mum, and I feel like my mum still has to raise me. So I feel like I'm going to do the same.
I think she probably mean like to when they're like maybe like 18. Like when they're like officially
that's a
adults,
long time to do that still,
and she can probably do her thing, innit? Because then she doesn't have to feel guilty. Like the kids will be like, "Oh, you've just not done this for me. Well, you're adult now."
It's like I rate what she says, but then, like I said, is she gonna do it? And as well, it's like you've got all them years to not even embrace even like a relationship. You could dead. Life is short. Do you know what I mean? I get what she's saying, but at the same time, that would be very hard to commit to.
So going back to the question, do you think we done it right or wrong having kids before we got married?
I think I did it right. I'm glad I had my kids when I did. I am, because at least I'm the age I am now, and even though I'm not in a relationship, I've got my kids.
Yeah, I think, no, if you never had no kids at our age...
I want to get married first.
I'm coming up 37. If I met a man now and I had no kids, I'll probably be asking that question, what's your name? You don't get married?
Yeah. First date.
Get married next week.
Yeah.
The registration is open
Literally,
tomorrow. All of them
for
questions.
real.
So yeah, I hear that. I think it just depends on the person. You'll like this question.
What's this one? Oh, God. She got something for me.